Well, let's put a few lines on here. I suppose we'll start with the obvious stuff. The distance. Oops, that's a little bit dry. All that horizon. That horizon. I noticed while reflecting on some of my videos, it sounds like I say horizon. And that is I don't know, maybe a bit of an accent I have. I didn't realize that it sounded like that. But on the video it does. But it's neither horizon nor his horizon, it's just horizon. You know, in case you're wondering. Okay, give my brush a little cleaning. The line I've put in here is actually a bit of ultramarine blue and raw umber and yellow ochre. Touch of white. Almost anything would do, but the main thing is it's not my darkest. It's the most distant line on the land. So I didn't want it to be as low a value as really the rest of this drawing. So usually I use burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, but what I happen to have on my palette right now is a bunch of raw umber, and it's very hot weather here now, and raw umber likes to dry very quickly. So raw umber and ultramarine blue just produces a very deep gray, which I'm also very happy to use. As long as it's a dark color, that's really all I care about. There's our little hatch. And we'll leave a little opening on the edge of the roof there because maybe a bit of wood has rotten and fallen off. So that kind of helps it look that way. Little bits missing here and there. Put that in there as well. Maybe there's a space in the boards. Maybe it'll stay, maybe it won't. And that wall and this wall. And where the ground meets our shed. I don't think much of this line will stay here. But I don't know. You know that I'm a notoriously unreliable giver of opinions prior to things being done on the painting. I think we'll do that. Yeah. And again, I'm just going to pretend that this is an open doorway, that it rotted away, fell down into the dirt, or was removed a long time ago. And there's really not much, if anything, left there. That hatch may end up being a hole. I don't know. We'll see. And then this bit of snow fence. Snow fence is a funny thing. Normally you'll find it along stretches of railroad track on the prairies, out in open fields, trying to collect snow behind the fence so that the bulk of the snow doesn't land on the railroad tracks, but rather blows clear straight across the railroad tracks. I have a bit of a difficult time explaining how that works, but it actually is very effective and works in different ways depending on the application. And here we have it sitting beside a shed. Maybe it's not snow fence, maybe it's just, you know, maybe the farmer just decided, I'd like a break from the wind. I do tend to go up a little bit towards these sheds. I like them. I like doing that. I don't know, makes them seem more regal. You have to have the appearance of being perched on something, especially when it's, you know, it's really the subject matter of the painting. It's the fences as well, but mostly it is the shed, shed and combination, shed and fence combination. Few lines which might end up being completely ignored. I really don't know. Again, you know, I'm always tempted to draw individual boards in the roof, in the walls. That can be a bad idea. But what I'm going to do, again, is just lay in maybe that's just a space in the boards. Maybe that's not a board, that's just space in it. There we go. Maybe the rats ate a hole right there. The fence is important enough, you know, it stands on its own, it is its own subject matter. I am going to, that's why I need to, or I want to, you know, rather than just paint in a mass, I want to indicate some vertical lines to indicate different slats in the fence. Okay, I think I'll just leave it at that. That seems pretty simple. Excuse me. Now we will take ultramarine blue and yellow ochre and alizarin crimson and make a warm, dirty purple. because it is again going to be a red shed. I've done some sheds of different colors, but for some reason I just love the red shed. And I'm not alone. That's certainly a popular subject matter with people. And good. All right. I'm going to do this in purple too, just the hatch. The hatch, or the door, or the cover, or whatever you want to call it. Which for some reason is still there. This little bit of patchwork. So, I think with this stretch of fence, I'm going to wash in gray. And so I'm going to use what we've got here. I'm going to use raw umber. A bit of white, not much. I'm just going to keep it dark. Leaning towards the blue. No, that's still too light. The fence is going to catch some light as well, so. But I want to start from the dark colors. And the brush I'm using is pretty new, so it has sort of a square profile to it as well. What is this? Oh, it's a number 6. No, I was thinking of blocking in these, but I might allow the background to show through here. Okay, well my brush has this color on it now, and I want to go. No, I'm not going to use. I'm going to go a little greener on the roof. So I'm just going to close this in. There we go. Hole at the bottom, hole at the top. I can decide from there. All right. Yellow ochre. Dipping into my grays. I'm just adding yellow ochre to the gray that I have here, and a little more ultramarine blue. And now we're just going to have a grayish green. Or is that a greenish gray? I don't know. I think that's going to work just fine as I wash it. All right. That's the roof, and you know, while I'm at it, I may as well get lots of paint on my fingers. But in addition to that, I may as well put some color in that distance. So this color that I have for the roof, greenish gray, I'm just going to add raw umber to it. A hint of white. It's not going to have quite as solid a feel, it's going to have a more ethereal feel because it is in the distance. So add a bit of white, a little more terps. What have we got there? Okay, a little more raw umber. A little more turpentine. That'll do. That will do just fine. Hope my head's not blocking too many of the shots here. Okay. I've gone up on the sides a little bit between these posts and on the edges. I often do that because it makes it much easier when I come in to wash the sky and to go against that. Otherwise you easily end up with bits of the lighter wash poking through. You don't have to, it's just maybe even a bit unnecessary, but that's a tool I like to use. Oops. Okay. That's it for the moment. So I was looking at this and thinking, I was kind of tempted to put in a peaked roof there. Maybe that's a bit gentle. Sitting in behind. I don't know. I don't think the painting needs it, but you know, just for the heck of it. I can always remove it, but just for the heck of it. Let's just paint in the shape and see. If I'm going to have this, I want the side of it to disappear behind this shed. It was a bit of a window there. You know, my original idea for this painting was to keep it very simple. And rather than a lot of articles making up the composition, I was thinking it would be a little more stylized, and I might be defeating that entire purpose by doing this. Which isn't necessarily a bad idea, but I'm not sure I'm going in the right direction. But I just thought I'd take you along with me for this little moment of indecision, because I do like it. I kind of like the idea. All right. We have that dark. Now we're going to put in a little more of this purple. Oops. If I keep it, it's staying in the shade. It's in behind this one. This is catching sun. So, although those colors may actually in real life be identical, because of the way the light will hit things, I don't want them identical on the painting. I want the one I'm painting in now to remain darker. The busier a painting gets, the more it loses strength. At the same time, this could be one of those things where, if it works out well, when the painting is done, somebody goes, "Oh, I really like the intensity of this building and this fence," and then, added point of interest is a building just over the hill. It actually qualifies it as a bit of a hill crest if the bottom of this disappears a little bit in behind. Yeah, I'm gonna let that digest. Okay, next time we get into the sky. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll talk to you soon.